All right, welcome back. Welcome in. Bear down. Every week, teams make their final roster preparation moves before the game. The Bears have made theirs, and it's not looking good for the Bears. It's a little bit bleak, if we're going to be honest. So here's the update to the injury report. You can see there, Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson have both been ruled out for this game, originally questionable. And you can see here on the top right, Jeremy Fowler, Bears defensive backs, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, both questionable for Sunday versus Pittsburgh, won't be active this week per sources. But the team is hopeful that both could come off the IR for next week against Philly if all goes well. They both had their 21-day window open, Jalen before Kyler, so they should both be back soon. If not this next week, definitely before the Packers. So that's big news. We were hoping for it this week, but it's also good not to rush them back too quick. In correlating moves, this is what we're talking about. The Bears have elevated tight end Nikola Kalinick and offensive lineman Jordan McFadden to the active roster. Now, remember, there's two different ways that things can happen. You can be elevated up to 3 times, and the 4th time they have to be signed to the active roster. Elevated means they come up for the game. They're immediately, right after the game ends, put right back on the practice squad. It's a temporary elevation. Signed means they're actually signed to the 53-man roster. They then have to be cut. They can be re-signed if they want to be. But they are signed to the roster. So Britton Brown, Carl Jones Jr. have both been signed to the active roster. Saw both of those coming when you see that Tremaine Edmonds, Roschon Johnson, both going to the IR. So they're both out for at least the next 4 weeks. They would be eligible to return before, I have to do the math in my head, right before the Packers' second game, because we played the Packers, Browns, then Packers again. Remember, that's a Saturday game, though, so I don't know if the Bears will want to rush them back for that or wait and bring them back. Who's right after that? Would that be the Niners game? Whatever game is right after the second Packers game, they might wait on that. It just depends on the severity of their injuries. This might be the end of the road for Roschon Johnson. Last year, the concussions, limited availability. This year, same thing, really good on special teams. He's been a big player on special teams for us this year, and that's really what I see a couple of these moves. Nikola Kalinick, none of the tight ends are on injured report. I would assume you've got 2 main players on your special teams that are 3, I guess. Your defensive backs can hit pretty hard too. But really, your linebackers and your tight ends make really valuable special teams players. So if we're using all these linebackers not in special teams this week, because remember, ours are decimated. You've got Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Noah Sewell all out. That means you've got Amen Ogbongbemiga, who's going to be playing less special teams, probably still a little bit, but less, and needing to fill in more on defense. You've got DeMarco Jackson, who's not going to be playing special teams at all, I would assume, because he's going to be your middle linebacker, and he's going to be playing the bulk load of this game. He's probably not going to miss any snaps. And then you got Carl Jones Jr. called up, and you got Ruben Hippolyte, who should get a fair amount of snaps as well. He and DeMarco Jackson should be your 1-2. So with those guys not playing as much special teams, calling Nikola Kalinick makes sense to call him up to the active roster. Makes sense for Carl Jones, who should play the bulk load of special teams. Britton Brown probably going to play a ton of special teams. Might get a touch or 2 here. Might get 1 or 2 carries. But I would expect fans are going to be excited about Britton Brown because the one breakout run he had. So he's averaging, it's limited sample size. And I'm not downplaying. Great. I'm glad he took advantage of the opportunity he had. But Britton Brown is going to be called up for special teams as well. And let's run through the roster real quick. This is something I like to do on my channel, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. Here's where the roster looks as of right now, today, as we get into it. So you can see Deion Hankins is out for the entire season. He's out. He's not coming back. Roschon Johnson out at least the next 4 weeks. Britton Brown is called up. He's going to be filling in right there. Jordan McFadden coming up now. I do see this as a worrisome thing because Theo Benedict was listed on the injured list as questionable. If he's questionable, that would mean Ozzy Trapillo is going to be filling in at left tackle. He's your swing tackle right now. The other thing is Braxton Jones was eligible to open his 21-day window the same time as Kyler Gordon last week. They did not do that. So Braxton Jones' injury is probably a little bit more severe than originally thought. He's not opened his window yet, so Braxton may not be coming back anytime soon, and that's why you bring Jordan McFadden in. Remember, Jordan McFadden was the standout this preseason. He was the 7th highest rated guard in all of football this preseason. He had a spectacular, something around an 85 PFF grade. Very few pressures allowed. He played the most snaps for the Bears on the offensive line, and he took advantage of the opportunity. But also remember, this is last preseason. So 2024, Jordan McFadden in LA with the Chargers. You can see him taking handoffs as a fullback. here in training camp for them, and he was worked out as a fullback. They were using him in this scenario, so several reps taken. Now, he never actually played in the game. He ended up getting cut, and then he came over to the Bears, and the Bears have signed him, and they used him through the training camp, and then they signed him to the practice squad. But could Ben Johnson be getting a little bit creative here and take Jordan McFadden to fill in a couple of those reps for Roschon Johnson? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Moving on to the wide receivers and tight ends, not a whole lot of change here. Steven Carlson's been called up so many times. I just think this is a move where the Bears want Nikola Kalinick for his special teams ability. He is a solid special teams player, and they've already called Steven Carlson up a couple times. So it's really, you're not a necessary piece. We don't have to have you, so we're going to call you up and have you be, a temporary fill-in. I don't think it's saying he jumped ahead of Steven Carlson on the depth chart. I just think they've already called Steven Carlson up a couple times. It's just a temporary move, so I wouldn't look too much into that one. On the defensive line, nothing's really changed here. You just got to hope these guys hold up and nobody else gets injured. And then on the defensive backs, here's your update. These guys were not activated. I should have put here 21-day window, but that's why they're down below. They did not get activated for today's game. They're both in their window. Jalen Reeves-Maybin was not called up. So even though a lot of speculation, we just signed him. He's a huge special teams player, just barely with the team getting acclimated. So I would assume that's why he's not being called up today. But we're running with 4 linebackers. So we are pretty thin here still. Usually carry 5 at least. So I kind of expected him to be called up for the game. But he was not. And then you still got Tremaine Edmonds now goes to the IR, eligible to return the second game against the Packers. TJ Edwards, Noah Sewell, both out for this game. So Noah Sewell did not hit the IR. TJ Edwards still did not hit the IR. So they're expecting him to come back with the cast. So we're going to need big games from Nashawn Wright, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson. Those guys have got to keep stepping up and have some of the best games they've had. Aaron Rodgers gets the ball out quick. Don't let any separation happen. And then down here, you got DeMarco Jackson, Amen Ogbongbemiga, and Ruben Hippolyte. I would expect on dime packages, one linebacker in there, DeMarco Jackson. When there's nickel package, which we run most of the time, you're going to see DeMarco Jackson and Ruben Hippolyte would be my expectation. In fact, I posted this on Twitter, kind of expecting and hoping Jalen Johnson to come back. Just take out Jalen Johnson instead of Nashawn Wright over here. So put Nashawn Wright in over here. And this is pretty much what your main package for this game. This is the nickel package. We run 70-ish% nickel. So basically 3 out of every 4 plays we run in nickel. This is what it should look like. Nashawn Wright over here instead of Jalen Johnson. Tyreek on the other side. Austin Booker, Grady Jarrett, Jervon Dexter, Montez Sweat up front. Then you got your 2 linebackers, DeMarco Jackson, Ruben Hippolyte, CJ Gardner-Johnson playing nickel, and then your 2 safeties, Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker. So this is what it should look like. It's not detrimental. I think it's good to get DeMarco Jackson has played really, really well so far this year. And Ruben Hippolyte, he needs to get some snaps. If we go to PFF, this is what it looks like for DeMarco Jackson. So he started filling in. Actually, what happened is you had Ruben Hippolyte getting opportunities week 1, 2, and 3, and it didn't look good. So they signed DeMarco Jackson. They got him from New Orleans, where he played with Dennis Allen, and he came in and he started filling in really admirably. A couple of weeks there, 6 and 7, where we had some guys down. We really needed him, and his overall grades this year really good. His coverage grade really solid, 90.4. But remember, it's really limited opportunities, 13 coverage snaps. So this is a limited sample size. I'm not going to run away with this and say he's the best ever. But tackling, defensive grade overall, pretty solid. And then you'll have Ruben Hippolyte coming in to help with some of the run defense as well. So this is not dire straits. We're not like, oh, no, we're dead. This sucks. Oh, we're dying. No, he's good fill-in. And the defense under Dennis Allen and with the linebackers and the defensive backs with Al Harris, I think we're going to be fine. I'm not overreacting to this one. So hopefully those guys are back soon, though. We want them back for the Eagles, especially for the Eagles. I'm not down and out about this game. I think we got a good shot. We need to write the course against Aaron Rodgers and his history against the Bears. I think Caleb Williams is up for the task. I really do. And even though we didn't get some of the guys we wanted back, even though Tremaine is going to the injured list and the injured reserve, I've still got some confidence in this team. So I'm not down and out. I don't think you should be either. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. We are going live for the game tomorrow. We decided to do that. Carl's going to join me for a little bit. I don't know how much he'll be on there for it, but we're going to have a little bit of fun mucking around and having some fun. So come and join us. We'll have some fun with you. All right. Till tomorrow, the Bears, bear down.